Hello, everyone. This is Jerry Moore. My company is Reassurance Consulting. You can check out my website, reassuranceconsulting.com. You can email me at reassuranceconsulting@gmail.com, or you can call me at 607-873-6736. Okay, so I was sitting in front of my computer before I hit record, trying to figure out what the heck it was I was going to say. So, just a little bit of background. This is my first video in about a year. I made a few, and I thought it went pretty well. It didn't get a whole lot of response, but that's okay. I realized that in order to get better at something, you got to keep doing it and doing it and doing it over and over. And I'm going to go over a few things that I've done in that regard. But I also realized that in order to figure out what it is we want our path in life to be, we can do it in a few ways. And I guess one of them would be to aggressively pursue something and just throw yourself into whatever it is you're compassionate about. And you see that, people who have that very, very aggressive nature, who have no problem pretty much rolling over anybody or anything that gets in their way. And a lot of times they burn bridges behind them, which is great. I mean, if you got the personality to be able to do that, then more power to you. Or some people take more of a compassionate route, where rather than roll people over who are in the way, they want to maybe lift up people in the process of lifting up themselves, which is great too. I've heard that one a definition of success would be how many people are better off because you lived, and so that's another way. And somebody who would be of the first example, I guess, would be somebody entering into martial arts or sports or real competitive nature, or somebody of rising others would be somebody going into some kind of therapy or coaching or something like that, and that's where I am. I had a rough go of it at first, trying to figure things out, because I had a lot of trouble figuring out my own life, what it is I wanted to do, where I wanted to go. And I was sorting things out, and sorting out my past as well. And many of us have heard, don't live in the past. And what's done is done. Sometimes that's not so easy, because we're constantly reminded of the mistakes we've made, and we wish, although we can't, go back and redo them. But what we can do is, if something from the past is sort of anchoring us and has got hold of us and stopping us from moving forward, and these are thoughts. That's all it is. It's just thoughts, things being played over and over and over in our head, and we need to work this out. And what I found, the way to do that was to first of all write things down, document it, and and deal with it in that way, and take it from inside your head, and from whether you're writing it down with a pen and paper or on a keyboard. I've done both. It's very therapeutic to be able to take that out from the depths of your brain, and just kind of apply it to, just put it out there, and that helped me a lot. And actually, on my website, I got a blog that I encourage people to check out, that has a lot of my thoughts on there, and I definitely have a long way to go in that regard. But what I wanted to do was, and the other thing is that when with the writing, the first time my first attempt at writing, I sucked at it. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had never written before, and I ended up writing something that is actually on my blog, that I'm really, really proud of, and kind of doing that and then sharing it. It just opened up, sort of, it activated my brain to realize what I can and can't do. Maybe, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but until you try to do something and suck at it, because you're going to suck at it if you've never done it before. And then once you do it, you're going to suck at it a little bit less. Maybe not a lot less, but a little bit less. And then keep trying it and suck at it less. And one of the things that I was doing that I thought I have no idea, I knew nothing about, was crocheting. And I tried crocheting, and the first time I sucked at it. I learned how to make a chain, and the chain is probably one of the simplest things in crocheting. And I sucked at it, but I kept trying it and trying it and trying it, and I was getting better and better and better at it. And then I would make crochet patterns that were coming out horrible. I made a hat that came out horrible. And I have all these things that I saved, my attempts at crocheting, and that's what they are. They're attempts. They're means of improving at something by doing it. And there's other ways that you can do it. You can think about doing things and picture doing them. And you actually learn from that, because your subconscious mind, through your thoughts, doesn't know what's true and what's false. So if you actually picture yourself doing something, your subconscious mind picks up on that. But it's even better when you actually do it, physically rather than mentally. And you could get better at something by picturing yourself doing it in your mind. So that's a fact. And I've learned that from my reading and actually applying what I've learned. So one of the things that I did, I'd like to share, is I made this. It's a little blanket. I'm really proud of it. YouTube videos and my crochet hook and yarn. And I created a blanket. So, and I'm going to do more and more stuff with that. It's so fulfilling to be able to start with nothing, with no prior knowledge on how to do something, because I've never crocheted something before, to be able to make my blanket. And I want to continue with designing more stuff. And it ain't perfect. It's got my little doodads on there, but I made it. It's mine. I didn't buy this from a store. So good stuff. Anyway, so in that vein, being bad at something to get better, I like the word, it's a trigger word, retarded. You got to be retarded in order to get better. And you have to admit that you suck at something. Now, it's got to be something, obviously, that you want to do, that you want to attempt, whether it's getting a job, whether it's starting a project, whether it's starting a business, whether it's learning how to crochet, become a better baseball player. Another example is my son. He wanted to join a lacrosse team. So I bought some lacrosse sticks and we went in the backyard and we practiced, and he friggin' sucked at it. He was horrible at it because he never played before. And we threw the ball around and I showed him a few things. Not that I'm a great lacrosse player, but I did play in high school. And so I bought myself a stick, I bought him a stick, bought a couple lacrosse balls, and we practiced in the backyard. And he joined the lacrosse team, and he did well in high school. He's in 9th grade. He's going to start 10th grade in September. So, and he loved it. He didn't play a lot. He didn't play hardly at all, but he was part of something. He was part of a team. And he was excited to be part of a team. And he was excited to be able to encourage the other players to do better and better. And he was a big part of the team, even though we stood in the sideline 99.99% of the time. It's not what mattered to him. It mattered that he was competing, that he was getting better every single day. And that's awesome. So that's the only way to get better, is to take action, to continually engage in what it is you want to improve. And sometimes that's not so easy. I was staring at my computer trying to figure out what I was going to say in this video. And I want to do a lot of these. And I know I have to engage people in order to be successful at it. And I want to use the definition of success that I cited earlier, that how many people are better off because you lived. And I want people to be better off because I lived. So I'm just sharing this message. And I learned a lot from first of all, reading. I had a terrible reading habit, and it just wasn't something. I would pick up a book and I would start reading it, and I had to read the same paragraph over and over because it was like it was another language. I wasn't absorbing any of it, and but I knew how important reading was, and that it's a important habit to develop. So I practiced at it, and I was a retarded reader. Not that I didn't know. I wasn't illiterate. I just had it in my head that I wasn't a good reader, that I hated to read, and how could I even expect to be a good reader when I'm telling myself, my subconscious mind, how much I hate to read? So it wasn't enjoyable at all. But I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And now I'm reading stuff like Nietzsche, and I'm reading stuff like self-help books, and Carl Jung, and Sigmund Freud, and Dale Carnegie, and Og Mandino, and just I probably read about 2 or 3 books a month, and it's I got better at it. I'm not as retarded at reading as I was before I started the reading habit. So I've gotten better and better at it. And it builds confidence. And for me, it kind of helped me to be able to face the truth a little bit more. That I don't know how other people feel about this, but events that happened in my life in the past, and there's a lot of really messed up stuff that I went through in my past that I only knew about, and stuff that I was ashamed to kind of let out because of the fear of judgment and what other people are going to think. And that's a legitimate fear, man, to think what other people are going to think. And sometimes when we think what other people are going to think, and we internalize that, and that's what we feed our subconscious. That the worst of the worst, that creates fear. And to be able to take these things out from the depths of your fear and put them on paper, like I said before, whether it's pen and paper or typing on the keyboard. I do both, like I said. There's a lot to that, and it's really, really helpful. And then once you do that and you read it, then figure out the time that what you want to share. Because that, man, that's important, is to let it go and just release yourself because the past will bind you. It'll cripple you if you don't deal with it. For me, anyway. I'm speaking for me. I don't know what other people are going through, but I think most people have experienced trauma and chaos and just really tough times in their life at one time or another. And if things are going great, that's great, but there may be a time when things aren't going so great. And just it's a tough thing to go at it alone. So I do have my website. I would love to be able to help people. I am not a counselor. I have a high school diploma. I like to make that clear. Don't have any formal training in therapy or anything like that, but I have read a vast amount of books on the subject of the brain, the mind, how we think, why we think things, the subconscious mind, and I feel that I've got a pretty good grasp on how to help people to move forward. I cannot help with medical issues, with depression, even though I suffered from depression and I was medicated for depression, and I was suicidal. I've had suicide attempts, and obviously didn't go through with it. And I actually wrote about that in one of my blogs. I've been there. I've scraped through life, and I've been in horrible places in my life, and somehow or another, I've managed to just get through every day. And then when things started to open up for me a little bit, and it happened because I started to tell the truth. And that's the magic word. That is the truth, is what set me free. So I'm really excited about it. So please check out my website, and if there's any way that I can help, I would love to be able to do that. I offer a free 15-minute sort of get to know each other kind of thing. And if maybe we can help each other out in that 15 minutes, and then that's it. Otherwise, I have a couple packages on my website that, if you're interested, you want to talk, that would be great. And I wish everybody well, and Godspeed. And there's a lot of other things I want to share and talk about, and I'm going to do that. And just tell the truth. And I think that's really important. Trust the truth, and trust people with the truth. They may surprise you, and some people may run away from you like their hair's on fire. That may be, and that's fine, as far as I'm concerned. And when I did speak about my truth, the things that has gone on in my life, people did run away with like their hair was on fire, and that's fine. I don't care about that. I care about the people who stuck by me, and who helped me get through what it was I needed to get through. And the response from my closest friends was, "Why didn't you tell us sooner what was going on?" Because I had a good way of masking it, boy. I wore a lot of costumes to hide what was going on, and that's kind of what got me through. So, um, but what was I was showing outside, what was going on inside, that was two different worlds, and I was really good at hiding things. But it's going to cripple you. It's good. It's not a good strategy at all. So it's got to come out. All right. Anyway, um, I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it, and like and subscribe and all that stuff. And I will definitely be back soon. Love you all. God bless. Bye.